It's unfortunate, but I don't fail this mission again. So
what's the
yeah.
plan?
So I'm just skipping through the cutscene because I've already seen it. And yeah, in retrospect, I should have edited this a bit. But I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm just annoyed that my commentary didn't save for the first time. So I guess post commentary in case you're just tuning into this episode. Which I assume is either the end of episode 2 or the beginning of episode 3. Yeah, now I can kind of gauge, because I'm watching this in playback on Camtasia. I can kind of gauge where I'm up to. Before you think, oh, what, you edit with Camtasia? No, I don't. It's just, I record screen capture with Camtasia because I'm using emulator. I own the original games, it's fine. No, I edit with Final Cut. Final Cut Master Race, I suppose.
Now to keep them preoccupied.
That's a very rare occurrence. Where your character or one of the characters will speak during the middle of gameplay, like with the text box on the bottom of the screen. It hardly ever happens, but I just thought, oh, that never happens. And lo and behold, it never happens. So there you go. But yeah, here we have to fly around taking out the helicopters. But the helicopters are kind of hard to find, if I'll be honest. Like, they don't appear all the time. And when they do, I like to strafe around them while shooting, which is kind of difficult to do. But, you know, the lasers that you get hit with do a ton of damage. Which is not good. And then so sometimes you'll just want to go over to a spare pile of like objects like jets or helicopters in the corner of the map, in the corner of this area, and then just destroy them for health. But here we have to take out the tanks, which, I mean, it's better and worse than taking out the helicopters. Also, yeah, for a long time here I'm stuck on which tanks to take out, because I'm pretty sure I go and attack the like the traditional tanks that you'd expect, the cartoonish ones, like these ones. But you can't attack you can't attack stationary ones. But you have to attack the moving ones that come after you, which means raising your threat level. Meanwhile, this turret's firing at me, which is a shame. But that is a block. But yeah, so I keep thinking, oh, maybe it's these tanks, but it's not. Those are really weird looking vehicles, by the way. Then I'm like, what could it be? And I wasn't smart enough. Or I'm pretty sure I was sure that I had already attacked the moving tanks. So I wasn't going to do it again, even though I obviously hadn't. So yeah, my count's not going up for that reason.
Open fire as soon as you have target acquisition.
But yeah, it's a mission, alright. And this is like the longest I'll ever be in a mission, I'm pretty sure, throughout either Let's Play, maybe. Hopefully. I don't know, because it has... Well, I haven't recorded either of the second sessions for Autobots or Decepticons at this point. But I'm gonna tell you what, I am excited to, because I thought when I started these Let's Plays, I thought it'd be, I'm not gonna enjoy it that much. It's just a simple Let's Play I'll do, because, you know, I've been promising, yeah, I'll do it for a long time. I've probably been promising it ever since 2009. And then obviously I never did it, so but yeah, it's finally time. 9 years later, just about 9 years later, I'm like, you know what, let's just bite the bullet, let's do it. I mean, bite the bullet's the wrong term. Make it sound like I don't like this game or these games, but I do. I love these games. But yeah, here I take out these helicopters to raise the threat level by quite a bit. Knocked out. Yeah, now the helicopters have rounds, which sucks quite a bit. But yeah, so here I'm like, oh, maybe I should actually take out these tanks. While I'm not getting my ass kicked. And I'm like, oh, finally. That raises the threat level. Raises the counter. I'm like, not like my health at the moment.
Open fire as soon as you
Still
have
taking out
target
the
acquisition.
tanks.
Engaging
Be
enemy
careful.
targets.
Soon. But then I got 2 helicopters shooting at me. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this isn't worth it. Or maybe I'm stubborn and keep attacking the thing anyway. Instead of being smart. Yeah, I was stubborn. Just kept attacking. And there goes my health. And there I go. I'm a dunce. Guess what you and I have to sit through again. Yeah, I also, because I was mashing A, and just before the cutscene loads, it still has you in the gameplay environment, and obviously pressing A makes you punch. And then, what's the name? I was like, oh, well, let's just mash A to get through the cutscene. And then, by doing that, I accidentally
All units, unidentified
punched
aircraft
before the
on radar.
cutscene loaded, so
You
my
are
character went,
entering
ah!
airspace.
It sounds like
Turn
me.
back now or you'll be
Because I was
fired
annoyed that I
upon.
had to do it again. But it's already in the middle of doing it. I've still got an hour left of recording. So yeah, I'm pretty sure unless I have the worst memory in the world of 3 days ago,
Their attention. Now to keep them
then,
preoccupied.
what's the name? Yeah. We are going to be here for the rest of the recording session in that case. But I actually got really far into the game during this recording session. I think I got 16 out of the 23 missions done, which is really good. It is better than I did with Autobots, where I only got through, I think, 13.
Hostiles in sight.
But yeah. It makes me happy to do this game again though. But yeah, this is the annoying part of the helicopter section. You have to constantly look for helicopters in the first place. And then maybe they'll appear, maybe they won't. I don't know. Will they? Then you constantly got to be strafing around them. I mean, thank God they at least make you be a helicopter for this mission. Because this mission would be a lot harder if they made you be a car. Oh God, if they made you do this mission as a car. Oh, the human. Oh, aye.
Engaging enemy targets.
But yeah, into other topics that have nothing to do with this game because I'm just retreading stuff we've already seen. That Nintendo Direct that was supposed to come out on Friday. Yeah, Friday. Well, for me anyway. But got delayed due to another earthquake in Japan. Like those poor guys, the poor fellas. They keep suffering from, what was it? First was a typhoon, then an earthquake, then another earthquake, and yeah. And unfortunately, the rest of the world can feel its effects too. Not literally. I can't feel the earthquake. But you know, the direct got delayed, and it sucks. And I can see, like it's Saturday at the moment, like the day after the direct was supposed to go up. But like I can see that developers were really pushing to have their stuff, like certain things announced on that day. It's like I noticed that not only is Civilization 6 coming to Switch, which is a big joy for Ben, who does love himself a good turn-based or real-time strategy rather. But also they announced like Splatoon 2 won't be having any cloud save data and just small little details that would fit right in the direct that are trickling out.
Engaging enemy
I was going to make a really disgusting metaphor with a bladder, but I won't.
Take him out.
But yeah, like developers were really expecting it to come up, but
Take him out.
thank you, Planet
Take
Earth,
him out.
for your earthquakes and your typhoons. Seriously, though. I mean, it's fine because you know, obviously lives in danger in Japan take way more priority
Hostiles inside.
over anything else, over video games especially. So again,
Open fire as soon as you
all
have
due
target
respect
acquisition.
and all that. Rest in peace, my friends. But we're almost done with this mission here, thank God. Let's just take out a bunch of tanks.
Open fire
I mean,
as
yeah,
soon as
Qatar
you have
Desert is a
target acquisition.
very nice area. I do like it. I could see that coming, getting knocked into that round. That's the last one we have to take out, and we did it. Blackout, you're clear to engage. Blackouts. I mean, all the headshots of the Decepticons look awful in this game, but Blackouts especially. Now we unlocked the rounds, which are pretty slow firing on the chopper, but I mean, other times it's really fast with other Transformers. Ooh. Now we can beat the game. Now the game is over because we have the rounds. The rounds cause knockback, and well, we don't have the ability to use them in our vehicle form yet. I think we get it at level 7 or 8. Yeah, we have won. The game is over. But here I'm just taking the time to explore Qatar Desert a little more. So I was like, I swear I can remember this massive open desert area. And as it turns out, the massive open desert area was a lot smaller than I remember. But we do have this massive military base here, not like the testing range we were just in. But yeah, and I think I just gotta do the mission now. Should do anyway. No, I'm gonna change my vehicle. What am I doing? Oh, am I changing back to a different color scheme? Well, there you go. Blackout at Qatar. Didn't even matter because we're playing as Blackout. Now, Blackout, I'm pretty sure was created for the movie.
Destroy their satellite dishes.
I
That will cut off
don't
their
recall
communications.
him being in G1. Then again, there was a million different Transformers that appeared in G1 just in the background of most episodes. And oh yeah, here we go. Blackout's jump sound effect is the greatest.
All units, unidentified aircraft on radar.
I will never get over Blackout's jump sound effect of oh. Like, why couldn't Jazz have these sound effects in Autobots? Because Jazz's voice actor in Autobots is not, well, not bad, but it's nothing like the Jazz I know. One of my favourite incarnations of Jazz is probably the Cybertron games. But for this mission we just have to take out a bunch of satellites. It's not too hard, except for the turrets that are constantly neighbouring the satellites, but just getting a roof. Well, in this case you can just be here and just take it out without doing anything. But normally be on a roof and then like just start shooting at it. But if in this situation, for example, you know, if there's turrets around you, just circle around them. I mean, you may get hit once or twice, but you should be able to take them. Especially if your reticle doesn't focus on the target you want it to. And you know, you blow up a turret. It doesn't really matter, I suppose, but yeah.
Hostiles in sight.
But yeah, for this one we just stay on the roof and just take him down. And there we go.
Now, infiltrate their computer systems.
Now here we have to scan 4 buildings for some data.
What? The network is shutting down. You must have set off an alarm. Scan the network fast.
Yeah, so now we have to do it fast.
Hostiles in sight.
But yeah, just it's the same sort of thing. Stand on a building, well, unlike that, but normally just stand on a building and just scan. Should be fine. Don't scan chopper. Scan the beam of light. Beam of light through you. That's not how the lyrics go. The one thing I always love about video games, especially here, is like looking out into the background as part of the areas that you can't explore. And I think a real catalyst for that recently was, well, not recently now, it's almost 2 years ago. Jesus. Breath of the Wild's release, where I was thinking, huh, well they'll just make it, they'll be kind to me and just make it, you know, where Hyrule's a giant island. And you know, there's just nothing but ocean off in the distance. Hyrule's a continent. But no, they had to put, especially like north of Death Mountain and like west of Gerudo Desert, they had to put area where there's invisible walls and you just can't go further. And I thought, oh, that's really cool. I want to see outside those areas. I really want to go there. That's something I've always loved in the game. I've always wanted to do in games, like get outside the boundaries and start exploring the areas, which is why the YouTube series Boundary Break fascinates me. It's pretty neat, especially the Breath of the Wild episode. But here we are. For this mission, we're playing as Brawl, and this mission can be tough. I get it in one try though, and that is the clock. But yeah, for Breath of the Wild, I was like, man, I really would love to get outside the boundaries, and I was thinking, well, people have found that outside the boundaries there is like shadows and landmarks, which I saw a theory. Oh, well, it may be like used for like a placeholder for areas that will be in the DLC. I was thinking, well, yeah, maybe. Well, here's hoping. And so the first DLC comes along and there wasn't anything else. I thought, yeah, well, whatever. I wasn't expecting much out of that. The second one comes along, nothing. You can't explore outside the boundaries and it hurts. Like, you know, why couldn't they just make it an island? But yeah, for this mission, we are, you know, taking out these convoys before they can get to the village, which is pretty tense, mind you. Playing as Brawl is pretty slow as well, and doesn't have much stamina. He does hit hard though. That's 6 of them down, and there's 15 in total. But yeah, this mission can get pretty tense because you have to keep going back and forth over the sand dune. And my advice is always take out the vehicle that's closest to the village. I mean, that's really shouldn't be advice, rather just common sense, but you know. So yeah, take that out. And yep, move over to the other side. Yeah, as I said, it can get pretty tense. Trying to take out all these enemies. Especially in like the last 3 or so, where there's, I want to say, like 3 that are all by themselves, and they just go, one comes from the left side, then one comes from the right side, and then one comes from the left side again. You have to hit flip-flop back and forth, and it gets pretty tense, man. And also when you just don't do enough damage, it's Brawl, thanks level 6. I've already said it in the Autobots Let's Play, but was there really any need for a level up system? Or just the level system, rather? Because it's like, well, if you don't want me having certain abilities at the beginning of the game, then just don't give them to me. Make me unlock them as I get into like a new set of missions, and you give me a new ability that I'll need for the mission. Or just, better yet, give me all the abilities in the first place. Just gradually teach them to me, even though I already have them in the first place, and you know, I can use them. You just haven't taught them to me yet, and then later on you'll teach them to me. Like wall jumping or shine sparking in Super Metroid. Something like that. But it's not too bad as it stands. Level up system, it's fine. It's completely unnecessary though. But yeah, we have a lot more missions in Qatar Desert than we do in the Arctic. Ratchet Retaliation. You may recognize that name.
Now that that's taken care of, I'd say we can blow this joint.
Also, Brawl's render
Vehicles are approaching.
for his headshot looks straight out of
They could be.
Beast Wars. Like, you know, the 90s CG,
I'll take the leader.
the
You
90s
two can have the
CGI
rest.
animation that
Forces, move in
at the time was revolutionary, but you look at it now and you think, oh, yeah, it's hard to watch this now. And that was Beast Wars and Beast Machines to an extent. But truth be told, I've never watched a single episode of either series. But here we just have to take down Ratchet. You don't have to take out these grunts, but I do anyway, because, you know, it makes things easier. But then more spawn in, I'm just like, you know what, the hell with it, I'll just take out Ratchet. I say as I turn around and start taking out the grunts. But yeah, Ratchet isn't too hard. He's a pretty small frame. That's because all the Autobots are pretty small. Yeah, you can take him down. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to pay attention to what Blackout's HUD looked like compared to Barricades, because, you know, as I mentioned a few episodes ago, a lot of the HUDs, like all the Decepticons are grey. So to change up their HUDs, they need to add something to them. Like Barricade has a police siren because he's a police car. Our character's just a generic grey
Starscream, come in.
outside. That's it.
A human military organization called Sector 7 has the Decepticon
Sector
in prison,
7,
but we
ooh.
don't know their location.
Now I watched a video
We've
last
recovered
night.
an encrypted file called Project Iceman that
It
should
was
tell
by
us where.
IGN, but regardless.
Excellent. Let me know the moment
The
you
Transformers,
find
like the
Sector 7
Transformers
coordinates.
Bay
Lord
movies,
Starscream,
the
can't you tell me
timelines,
more about our
like the
real
full
mission?
timeline,
All we've
in
learned
order.
is that a Decepticon crashed
it's
your Aegis
ridiculous.
I have
Come on.
reason to believe
Have you
that the
seen
signal came
some
from
of the
my
stuff?
predecessor, Megatron.
Like some of
does
the
that matter?
stupid things that
You
just
told me
happen
that
because the plot
Megatron
demands it.
abandoned us.
True.
And
but
I haven't
never
even, I've watched
revealed
the
to
first 4
anyone
movies, I
why
haven't
Megatron
seen
left
the last
us.
night, because honestly,
Are you familiar with the
how
Cybertronian relic?
much lower
the
can we sink
Allspark?
for Transformers,
Allspark. You mean it's not
the
just
Bay
a
movies?
myth?
How much lower can we get?
It is
The
quite
Knights of the
real,
Round
and with
Table.
power beyond your comprehension.
Hell,
It was
I think
within
another
our
thing
grasp
introduced in that
when the
movie was that
Autobots launched it into deep space.
Bumblebee was
Megatron went after the Allspark,
working with
never to
Britain
be
to
heard
take
from
out the
again
Nazis
until
during
now.
World War II. Like, are you kidding me?
Megatron came to Earth.
What?
Allspark may be here as well.
Like, I was
So
just,
why not tell the others of this?
If the others were
like,
to learn of
Bumblebee was the
Allspark's
first Autobot
presence,
to come to
they
Earth,
would all
right?
fight to recover it for themselves.
But it
I
probably
only
wasn't
wish
that
to
long
retrieve
before
it
the
so
rest of
that
the
I may
Autobots arrived in
maintain order.
year 2007
I know you can
when the
be
movie came
trusted
out.
with this information. For the good of all
So,
Decepticons, you
like,
must
come
help
on.
me to recover the Allspark.
And people say Revenge of the Fallen is the worst
I
movie.
understand, Lord Starscream.
I mean, I'd still say that because I haven't seen,
You might be right.
I don't know, Age of
You sure
Extinction was
handle yourself.
pretty bad.
You could party
Yeah, I'd probably
with
say
me
Age of Extinction
anytime.
was
Where
worse.
to now?
Back to tranquility. We're going to need
Also, we're going back to
barricade
Tranquility.
crack the file.
And here we got our vehicle heavy weapon, and now the game is truly over.